Good morning and welcome to SHOTShow 2023. My name is Caitlin McCluskey and we are here with Grant Cunningham, world-renowned author, gunsmith, and firearms expert who has worked with some of the biggest names in the industry. So Grant, you can be here with any booth today. Why Lubriplate?
Oh gosh. So it goes back to a decision I made a number of years ago when I decided if I were going to represent somebody, if I were going to endorse somebody, what would that be? And so I decided that it had to be a product that I used myself. And I don't mean that in a superficial way. And what I mean by that is that it had to be a product that I went out and purchased with my own money and that I used long enough to not only get to know the product, but also so it became part of my everyday life. And that describes Lubriplate to a T. I started using Lubriplate products on my guns 15 years ago, more than 15 years ago now. And so I've been using it a very long time on my guns. I've been recommending it to everybody else all these years. You know, anybody that would listen, I mean, I really, pushed it to my friends and everybody else. They kind of got tired of hearing about it. But really, I talked about it with everybody that I knew because I was so enamored with the product. And so when the chance came to represent Lubriplate here at SHOTShow 23, yeah, of course I said yes, because it's a great product that I've been using all these years myself.
How did you find Lubriplate?
Oh gosh, this goes back a long time. So more than 15 years ago, I was having a discussion with a good friend of mine who's a retired engineer from one of the major firearms manufacturers in the business. And we were talking about what would be the ideal lubricant for a firearm, because this has been an ongoing talk for years and years and years. So I figured, get it from an engineer, right? And so we started talking, and he laid out exactly what the lubricant should be to work well in all kinds of firearms. And we were talking, and he kind of finished it up. He says, yeah, he says, so you go out and you look for this and this and this. He said, and you look at a specialty lubricant company like Lubriplate. Oh, okay. So I went out, and keep in mind, this is, like I said, this is a long time ago, so websites weren't really as good as they are today. You know, they didn't have as much information. So I had to get a lot of data sheets and things, and found out that, yeah, Lubriplate has all this stuff. And back then, we couldn't buy it in the nice quantities that we have that we're introducing at SHOTShow this year. You know, the smallest size of grease we could get was like a 5-gallon pail. That's enough to last to the end of time for me. And I think the smallest amount of oil we could get was like 30-gallon drums. But I found somebody who would sell me small quantities and started using it. And it turned out that he was right. It was perfect for the job. In fact, it was better than perfect. It worked marvelously. And so I've been using it ever since.
So Grant, you mentioned you used our products for the past 15 years. What's the most interesting thing you've learned about our company?
Oh gosh. I would say I learned just recently. So some years ago, I went online, and Lubriplate is located in New Jersey. They're headquarters in New Jersey, and I went online, and I got like Google Street View of the headquarters, and Lubriplate's in this beautiful brick building, and wow, okay, that's a nice brick building, and you know, it's obvious that you can see on Google Street View the cornerstone, and it's got the company name on it, and well, that's great, but just yesterday, I learned that Lubriplate has been in that building since, I think, 1892. 1892. I mean, who even does that? Where do you go to find a company that's been in the same building for, 130 years? And then I found out that they have a new location in Ohio. The new location has been there since the 1920s. That's 100 years. You don't get that in America today. Companies just don't do that. That's commitment. I mean, and not just, Lubriplate I know is committed to American manufacturing and American innovation and American quality, but this is commitment to the communities and, where they're located and to the people who work there. I mean, I found out that there are multiple families working at Lubriplate. In fact, here we've got a bunch of them here at SHOTShow, and this is not uncommon. This is the way companies used to be in this country, and they're not anymore. And so I really think that Lubriplate is outstanding in that regard. They are a true American manufacturer with real American values. And I'm going to say this, and this is going to sound corny, but I'm going to say it anyway. It makes me honored and privileged to be able to be associated with a company that still has those kinds of values.
Absolutely. We're lucky to have your partnership. Thank you so much, Grant.